bowl of grits for breakfast. It's man with ham for breakfast. It's scrambled with cheese for breakfast. Get on my knees, say please for breakfast. I've come a long way for breakfast. I'm happy to pay for breakfast. It's such a nice day for breakfast. Gonna change my name to breakfast. Don't make enough time for breakfast. Not supposed to drink wine for breakfast. Better wait in line for breakfast. You better stay away from my breakfast. Gonna use a gift card for breakfast. Gonna try real hard for breakfast. Start our hearts in the barn for breakfast. Can't see the big ball of yarn for breakfast. Have a moment to talk about breakfast. Don't think I can live without breakfast. Plant a seed and watch it sprout breakfast. If you hear me, then holler out breakfast. I've come a long way for breakfast. I'm happy to pay for breakfast. It's such a nice day for breakfast. Gonna change my name to breakfast. Don't make enough time for breakfast. Not supposed to drink wine for breakfast. Better wait in line for breakfast. You better stay away from my breakfast. Gonna use a gift card for breakfast.
Well. Holy smokes, guys, we did it. Look it. Look it up there in the corner, up there in the tippy top corner. 2008. Guys, I went to bed last night. I did a little post and I was like, the month of September has been awful. Numbers wise. But here's I'll get to it. Welcome to you. What's up? Jade, Beer, Rhino, Joy, Carly, City. Everybody, thank y'all for being here, and thank you. Congrats to you guys as well. This belongs to all of us. This is a thing that belongs to all of us. This is not something that is exclusive to me. We have all been a part of this thing since, like a lot of you from the beginning. But the growth has all happened right before our very eyes, and this is just a nice this is a nice reward, like a tangible reward to that. What's up, Shane? 2008. I went to bed last night and we were at 1989. And yeah, I should have. I honestly should have taken the money. But I went to bed last night. We had 1989 subscribers, and I posted that, hey, we've got 11. I've got 11 left. 11 more subscribers to get us to 2,000. And here we are. 11 more to get us to 2,000. And I literally, I woke up and just out of habit, I check my YouTube Studio app like too much. I open my YouTube Studio app the same way that other people will open like Facebook or Instagram or like TikTok or something like that. Like, I'm on that app more than any other app. But I opened it up, and we were at 2,000 already. I took a screenshot of it this morning at 8 a.m. We were right here. At 8 o'clock in the morning, we made it to 2,000 subscribers, and I posted that thing on Instagram at 14 hours ago. So in 2 hours, we got to the 2,000 that we needed. And I am super grateful for all of the Instagram people, my Facebook people. What's up, JB? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate JB. Appreciate you for all of your kindness lately, man. This is this stuff belongs to this growth belongs to all of us, and we are all responsible for it. So I am I'm so stoked that all of you guys are here and to experience this win with me. So shout out to each and every one of y'all. Jade making these thumbnails that grab people's attention. A lot of you other guys that are just hanging out in the chat, making this a cool place, keeping the chat going, which it makes people whenever people show up and they see the chat just like scrolling up, it's attractive to new viewers. So I thank you guys so much for everything that you do here. And if you're just watching, that helps. Everything that if you're just having this playing and you're not even really paying attention to it, it's just on in the background, it helps. And I'm truly grateful to have each and every one of you here. Shane brings all the whimsy. He brings all the whimsical. All of the whimsy and whimsical. Yeah, dude, everybody has a part here and we're all doing it. And I love that so much. This is not going to be games. We're not doing this. We're just going to hang out. This is super early. I figure a lot of people that are subscribed don't get the opportunity to hang out when I'm streaming in the middle of the night. So this is for everyone else that usually doesn't get to make any of these live streams. I'm catching a lot of my folks from back home right now as they're passing out for the end of the night. I imagine that we might do some virtual red band tonight. I wanted to get this out before that happened. So if we do end up doing a virtual red band, I'll just end up rating red band stream with everyone whenever we get done with that. But I haven't heard anything yet. I would imagine that is going to happen though. So just be aware of that we will probably be passing this off to Red Band at some point if we do virtual Red Band tonight. If we don't, maybe we'll do some games. Maybe we'll take a night off. But this is still the 30th, so I did want to get something else out before the end of the month. Yeah, in just about 2 hours last night, we ended up reaching our goal of 2,000 subscribers. We got 11 exactly before 8 o'clock this morning. And then the next time I checked, we were at 2005, and then now we're at 2008. But the defining thing is that we are over 2K, and we have been trying to get there for so long, and now we are there. And JB, you're right. We're 3,000 coming next. We'll be at 3K before we know it. So let's talk. Oh, you got you some cow juice lattes? Holy mackerel. So my friend Wes, who, if you guys don't know Wes, his name is Wes Barker. He is an incredible magician Also, very funny guy, very funny comedian, very funny magician, very talented. Him and Chris Ramsey are probably two of the top magicians on YouTube. And they're also just awesome people and hilarious people, and they're very kind. Chris sent me a congratulations message. Wes actually commented that September is actually I want to read exactly what he said to me in the comment that he left. 2,000 subscribers. People like your channel, and it shows. Thank you, YouTube. Well, I need to go to the studio. I went to the wrong app. So, oh wait, it wasn't even there. It was on Instagram. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. Okay, Wes said, September always drops for me. I know a lot of creators are the same. It's one of the worst months every year, is what Wes said. And I asked Chris Ramsey if he experienced the same issues. Thank you, P7. Thank you, Boba Fett. Welcome, guys. This belongs to all of us. This belongs to all of us. We are all in this together. We have all made this a reality. Thank you all for doing that. By the way, I'm not gonna do any games or anything like that in this one. This is just gonna be a chat and chill. We're gonna smoke. We're just gonna hang out for now, and that's awesome. That's awesome, Kevin. I didn't know that. But yeah, that's sick. But these guys are great, and I like he said that September drops off, and I asked Chris if he experienced the same thing, and I haven't heard back yet. But man, it makes me feel better to know that this is just a normal thing that a lot of other creators experience as well. But I did find out something else. Upon further research, this is something that I kind of knew the other day, but didn't really grasp the severity of what this would do to the channel. But I'm probably going to end up getting credited with less views, even if someone is actually watching the video. Like if someone watches the entire stream on, say, like Brave browser or some sort of browser that has an ad blocker enabled, that YouTube is not crediting creators with the views that are gained by someone with ad blockers enabled. Therefore, if someone is watching through like a Brave browser or some other form of ad blocking software outside of being a preferred member, that YouTube is no longer crediting creators with those views anymore. I don't know why that is. I don't know what had to occur to make that a thing, but that is something that is part of an update that has happened within the last month, and I think that went into effect somewhere in August, sometime in August. But yeah, so if you do watch this content and you are using like an ad blocker or Brave browser, definitely, I mean, obviously use what you're comfortable with using, but just know that YouTube is no longer going to credit me with those views if that is the case. But yeah, but if you are seeing ads, then more power to you. Holy smoke, Shane. I appreciate that. Like if you're getting the ads, I'm grateful for that. And I'm sorry that you have to get them, but this is the them's the rules. This is how we make the money. But yeah, it's kind of I don't even know how they would be able to figure that out, but apparently they found a way, and now yeah, if you're using the ad blockers or anything, even if you watch the entire video, I won't get credited with the view and I won't get credited with the watch hours. So yeah, there's a thing. That sucks, Rhino. I understand. He's probably upset that all of these creators are losing all of these views on account of that new ad blocker thing. That's probably what made the cat sick. But yeah, this month was a lot slower, but still we paid the rent. Yeah, we still paid the rent this month. We made more than what our rent is worth, and we may end up even being able to pay the power bill as well. So September wasn't as bad as September wasn't as bad as it felt like it was, just because the numbers were drastically lower. But yeah, I did the math. 77 point something %. I put the exact amount of watch hours I had on this day last month, and then the watch hours I had today, and the drop off was 77 point. It's probably still in my calculator here. Oh wait, I didn't do it in the calculator. I asked ChatGPT. Oh yeah, I just said, what is the percentage of, and it showed me the work of how it created that. 77.8% lower. A 77.8% drop is what we experienced. But like I said, we're still doing it. It's still fun. We're still here hanging out, and let's have another one. Why don't we? We're still doing it, and we're not going anywhere. So that's awesome. I paid rent today, and that was YouTube dollars. Oh boy. I ate a salad. It was the most unhealthy salad you could possibly eat, but it's still a salad. Usually I'd put ranch dressing on something like chicken tenders or French fries. Chicken tenders or French fries or something. Oh, well, you ruined the salad by putting that ranch dressing on and those croutons and the cheese. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I usually eat cheese on cheeseburgers. I usually eat cheese on grilled or fried meat. I usually eat ranch dressing with fried food. Holy smokes. Hell yeah, Boba Fett. Ringing the bell. We got to ring the bell. That is awesome, Boba. Shout out to, dude, I love that so much, man. Congratulations to your family, Boba. That's huge news, man. That is awesome. Hello, Oddball. That is so good to hear, man. What a breaking good news day it is. I agree, Oddball. The lettuce does suck. But I went with the baby spinach. I wanted to get spring mix. But the baby spinach was right next to it. I didn't realize I honestly I didn't pay attention to what the thing said. And yeah, I didn't pay attention to what the thing said. It was right next to the spring mix, and I ended up getting all baby spinach. But that's fine. I like spinach. But I ate a baby spinach salad with cheese, croutons, cherry tomatoes, or grape tomatoes as they call them now for some reason. And yeah, put a bunch of ranch dressing on it, ate it. And everybody would be like, oh, you ruin it by putting on. No, you don't. It's still lettuce. It's still greens and tomatoes under that dressing, and not fried chicken or fried potatoes or greasy pizza. Oh, well, you ruin your salad when you put the ranch. Shut up. I usually dip meat lovers pizza covered in Parmesan cheese in this stuff. You mean to tell me that is equally as healthy as putting it on top of a leafy green? Good Lord. I hear that. I should probably, I'm going to be 40 next year. It's going to be time to start getting those, getting those done. You got to get that, you got to let them check you out. Cancer is awful. And I've lost 3 of my 4 grandparents to cancer. So if I'm rolling the dice, I'm likely in line. So I do got to start getting checked. I got to start getting checked for sure. But Lord, I am scared of that. I am so fearful of that. Man, just growing up is a doozy, huh? Growing up is a doozy. You just get to this point in life to where you realize that you just realize that, man, this is all like fragile. And you know, it's you see how quickly it can all be taken away. It's that realization, I think, drives a lot of people crazy. I think that a lot of people have a hard time with dealing with the reality of how truly fragile is the right word this thing is that we have. Like it's really crazy. It's really crazy to think that, like, man, just any given day we could just go get that checkup, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, you might want to sit down for this, or you're out on the highway or something and somebody's not paying attention and gets over in your lane and causes you to have some sort of awful accident. It could be anything. It could be the fact that you walk into a gas station, the same gas station that someone decides they're about to rob, and all of a sudden you're there, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Or you just have it in your genes that you're going to catch this thing one day, and you got to... Luckily, I think staying on top of the thing luckily staying on top of the thing will help a lot. Like, allow people to literally just stay on top of it. That way they don't have to be fighting from too far gone. My grandfather had prostate cancer, and my Aunt Marie had ovarian cancer. She was adopted. Not that matters. Like, she was still family, but as far as like the bloodline, but they waited too long, waited too long to get checked and stay up to date on all of that stuff, I think. So it's they're right. They're all right. You gotta get checked. But that same monster that steals so many people from us can still be defeated, which is why it's awesome to hear news like this that Boba is sharing. It's like, the Braves didn't make it to the playoffs this year, but the Mets lost. It's like, you know what? This someone else won. Someone else defeated my enemy. That is, you love to see that, man. You love to see it. Congratulations again, Boba. That's awesome. And my best to your dear cousin. I'm wiping up the area on my desk that never gets cleaned under my keyboard. And I'm moving things around to just wipe up the desk. I don't know why. I find it easier to talk when I'm doing something, and I don't really want to grab the games right now because there's a highly likely chance that we'll be doing virtual red band tonight, and I don't want to get started with the gaming until I know for sure that is or isn't happening. So yeah, I'm just going to wait a little bit longer on that and just hang out with you guys. Of course, if that's okay with y'all. Hell yeah, Boba. Hold on. Hold everything. I just dumped a mess of old stems and such. I have an ashtray here that I put old stems and things in when I'm breaking stuff apart. And just lost a bit of it. Most of it was contained to the shirt. There's that. Also, you want to see a tiny chicken? Oh, that makes me feel a little better there. This little area being more presentable. I'll put everything else back where it was. Hiding under it in a place I know exactly where everything was. Bam. Just like it was, except a little more tidy now. All right, Rhino, if you're in it, we're in it. We've been waiting on you. I didn't bring it up to my therapist today, but I was thinking about you guys when I said something about the YouTube not doing so well, but that's still okay. I found a way to be happy about the fact that it wasn't going so well. I found a way to like make good of that. And that was because like you guys are still here and still around. So it doesn't matter that like thousands of people that I don't really know are here, but that you guys are, that makes this thing fun for me. What's up, Soupy? Let me get a little blue nightshade ground up. And I'll join you, Rhino. I will join you. I got to go fill up my water jug at some point here in a second as well. Oh, man, this looks so good. It's like dark purple. Let me get a little photo shoot here for y'all for the Discord. If any of you are not in the Discord and would like to be, please fix that. Oh, damn. Do you know if you hold the photo button down, it just takes a video? That's pretty sick. I didn't know that. Posting this in the green tea chat. Huh. Cool. The Atomic Shop. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I don't know. It's probably, I'm sure all phones have that option, but I just had the photo screen opened up, not video. I hadn't toggled it to video, but I just held the button down for a second. Yeah, Shane, we forgot to tell you, Boba totally deleted all your shit. Shane, the reason we gathered you here today is to say that Boba got rid of all your shit. Listen, the good Boba giveth, the good Boba taketh away. Look. I gotta clean the top of this grinder. Yeah, Shane, the reason that we gathered you here today is you've been spending way too much time. Oh my Lord. That's cool, right? That'll just record as long as you hold the button down. Because I was like, is there like an autofocus thing to where like it'll, like if I just hold the button down, if it'll take the most focused picture? And I held it down and I was just like, no, it just records a video for a second. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Yeah, what were we talking about before we wiped Shane's account? Maybe we were just going to have another word from our sponsors because that's what this thing is going to be today. And I usually sit here and do this at this rate anyway before I get started. That's why sometimes I have such a hard time fumbling through that intro that I do. Shout out to 2008 people. Like, that's awesome. It's 8:45. I got some clothes in the washing machine. I got got to go get them in a second. I'll refill my water jug while I go do that. All right, so Chris Ramsey messaged me back. Chris says, nope, that's superstition. Peaks and valleys, natural waves. Which is the most logical. That's the most logical thing that it could be. Yeah, dude, 2008. Let's see, in 2008, Record Crate joined the Discord. I'm a Record Crate, awesome YouTube channel I used to watch way back in the day. My boy Brian that comes in here, Brian Jordan. Me and Brian are big record nerds, as you can tell. I got the wall of records over there. Well, not a wall of records, mostly a corner of records. But I got cases in the closet in here. I got 2 big totes full of records. I left those on the totes, and I only had 1 shelf that I needed to fit a lot of things on, so I only dedicated 2 rows to just selects. So that's all just selects, and I have a couple out in the living room that under the record player too. But Record Crate was a fun channel. Get on and talk about the Beatles. I love the Beatles, as you can see from the original 1964 tapestry I have hanging on the wall. It's actually pretty valuable. It's an original print, and it also, you won't be able to tell from here, but right there in Paul's hand, he's holding a cigarette. And in the early days of the band, whenever they were making these posters, they didn't want to promote smoking, so they removed that cigarette from Paul's hand in a lot of the prints, and this one still has it. So it's just a pretty rare piece. But I love the Beatles, and Record Crate did a good job of like just breaking down the albums, and it's just fun to talk about the Beatles. But anyway, just join the Discord. I'm keeping an eye out for the bat signal for if Redman does end up going live. If he doesn't, maybe we'll just stay live and take a little do a little transition and loop around to some gaming later on. Back to the Skyrim. I'm excited about the spooky month. And I'm excited about doing the Civil War quest line, which is coming up. Damn, Rhino. 2008. Where was I at in 2008? In 2008, I was working at Starbucks. Actually, no. Yeah, I think I was still at Starbucks in 2008. But I was working for the city of North Myrtle Beach in 2008, putting up umbrellas and chairs on the beach. I was in the best shape of my life, probably. Just ripped to shreds. Working on the beach every day. I was with my girlfriend, Erica, at the time. 2008 was the year that the University of Alabama Crimson Tide lost in the SEC championship to the Tim Tebow-led Florida Gators. The Atlanta Braves probably finished last in their division. ...2008, I was living, I think, in Little River. I think I moved to Little River in 2008. Oh no, Rhino, she would never. Record Crate. Hell yeah, man. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you in here. It's been a while. Old Brian comes in here from time to time. I always loved the Beatles talk, man. I would always just sit in the chat just like this, and we would that's been some time ago now. That was when I was still in South Carolina. I'm in Austin, Texas now. Man, a lot's changed, right? Ever since the beginning of this live stream thing that we started, so much has changed. I have moved states. When I first started, I remember doing the podcast. I remembered I listened to episode 911 of JRE, which had Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo. And it's a crazy first episode of a podcast to ever listen to. But that's the first actual podcast that I went out and listened to. I think my buddy Noah told me to listen to it. And I listened to that. And, oh, hell yeah, I appreciate that, Record Crate. Thank you so much, buddy. But he wanted to do a podcast, so we started the Sunset Grill, which the Sunset Grill oh, hell yeah, Record Crate. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you for being here. But wait, what was I just saying there? Where was I at? Hold everything. So, but he wanted to do a podcast. Yes. So Noah wanted to do a podcast about conspiracy theory stuff. So we started, thank you so much, Paul. We started a podcast called The Sunset Grill. And the intro, we did the, maybe. Let's see. Let me go. Just this one, why not? See if you can hear it.
As the sun goes down over Murrells Inlet, South
As
Carolina,
Noah.
friends gather to discuss the coming darkness. Grab a drink, take a seat, and make yourself comfortable. Welcome to the Sunset Grill.
It's the first episode of any podcast I ever produced or recorded ever. I'm not going to play a lot of it.
Okay, let's pretend.
Okay, well,
Are you okay with Sunset Grill?
down?
The song.
Okay. This is and let's just ramble for this one to see where it goes. Correct. All right. I love songs that have really, really, really creepy messages that do not sound creepy at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Fun fact. Your boy wasn't fully sober during these. Like, this was like right after I had quit drinking, but I was still very much involved in como se dice, that white girl around this time.
Sweet Sweet does Bad Moon Rising the way it should sound. It's a really dark song, but the way they record anyway.
I agree.
And Sunset Grill is oddly kind of like the opposite. It's kind of like a mellow message of just like you're not getting out of this town.
Against suicide, like to show you, listen, don't do this. This is what you fucking look like after you do.
No, they
something,
want us
right?
to put them back together,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Oh,
we're not.
okay. That's
we
different.
can't.
Is there a particular brand of putty that you use? Or is it...
That was my roommate Blair. She was awesome. I'm not going to play any more of that because we talk about some crazy shit on there that has no business in this stream. Yeah, Blair, and Noah. Blair and Noah started that, and I was still very much involved in the powder at that time in my life. I quit, I think, 2 episodes in to the podcast because I was just looking for something else to latch onto, and when I started the podcast thing, I really latched hard onto that. I did several other episodes, but let's see, like by episode 13, say. Let's see what this sounds like. The intros were always neat. This is the guy.
Hello.
That's exactly what I wanted to accomplish.
No, there's gonna be some music here and stuff, right?
That was so good. Where we were talking about the guy who wanted to go see the orcas. Do y'all remember the guy? He stole the plane, and he wanted to go see the orcas. But the editing this was where I shined and learned how to edit. Was this podcast. Like, I'd have to go through and edit a lot of things out. I'd have to edit because this wasn't live. These were recorded and edited and released. This was not a live stream thing. Why is that not opening? I would record them and then it'd be like, hey, let's edit this thing out. And I'm like, oh man, like I just did that. Let's see what this is, if this will play. I have all of these. Dude, I have so many episodes of this podcast, but they're edited. So there's like 4 or 5 different edits of each episode. Because every time I would send one over, it'd be like, okay, now do this. And I'm like, hey, how about listen to the whole thing at once and then tell me what to edit so I can do it all at once? That's right, 07's in the chat. But yeah, that's what got me. That's what got me started podcasting. And then after that, I was like, I would like to do this, but on my own, and not have to accommodate someone else's wishes. Because I'm of the church that you record what you release everything that you do, and if you sound like an idiot, then you might be an idiot and you need to change something. That's how I look at all of this. Like, yeah, if I look like a fool, then maybe I need to hear that about and reevaluate that about myself, maybe. That's how I react to that. So, and I wanted to do the live thing. I've always wanted to do this. There's just something about it, man. Like I grew up big terrestrial radio guy. You know, I feel like I was the last era of kids to grow up with like radio legends that were still, you know, back then. Like we didn't get to see Stern completely defile himself yet. We still had Casey Kasem. I still had Casey Kasem doing the weekly top 40 every week. I've always been very drawn to this. A microphone, live, connecting with people. I've really always been drawn to this thing. But I don't think I knew how to go about it until I started the podcast thing and realized, oh shit, I can just talk and turn a camera on too. And then all of that, like, I used to record audio separately and stream live on my phone when I first started doing the podcast, my own podcast. It was just audio. Episode 16 was where episode 16 was where I started doing the video. But eventually somewhere it all commingled into one thing, and once I started doing that, I don't know, there was something in me, I think, that just realized that this was what I think I was like meant to do. This is something that feels like this feels very natural for me. And maybe I'm just hear me out. This is what a podcast would be like, I guess, if I were to do like just record without reacting to anything. So just stay with me for a second. Thank you so much, Connor. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And his voice did go international. I assume we're talking about Casey Kasem. I'm Casey Kasem. But I was obsessed with all that as a kid. To be able to do this now is insane. Like I basically have a little show. This is like I have a little show and a little audience that's here every night, and that's all I've ever wanted. So from all of this starting out with just equipment that I had, just stuff that I had at my disposal, I used to make ringtones on my app, on my iMac, or a PowerBook G4. I had a PowerBook G4 and I had what was it called? Shit. My very first Mac was the iBook. I think it was the iBook. The little tiny one. But that was the first one that I had where I would make ringtones, and I had these different ways to plug people's phones into my computer that wasn't like Apple phones, and a bunch of set of adapters. But all I mean to say is that one little thing that I used to do for my friends making ringtones for their phones would eventually bleed into like, oh, I've got this thing where I can plug something into my computer here, so let's just do this. And then I started recording like that, just conversations. And then I started doing the podcast, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to start doing video. And now people are actually watching this thing. And it's like, oh, cool. This is like, people are actually paying attention. And I do a GoFundMe and I say, hey, I need to upgrade my equipment here. And then all of a sudden the GoFundMe raises $500 out of nowhere like that. And I get a brand new mixing board and headphones and new microphones, and the quality is upgraded. And like this whole way, this channel has been like crowd funded for real. Like I've definitely spent money out of pocket, but the people, the viewers have like literally funded this thing the whole way. And that's incredible. Like that's literally incredible. I can't believe this to be so. This thing that I always wanted to do. And now that we have reached over 2,000 subscribers, which was the last goal that we had set, now the next goal is obviously 3K. And we're going to reach that at some point in the future as well. Might not be quick. It might take some time. But if anything I learned from the month of September is that sometimes it's going to take a little extra time sometimes it's going to take a little longer for this thing that you expect to come through. And that's fine. Like, it's not worth freaking out over, because it's going to be okay anyway. Even if things look down, and they're not going to, like, it's not going to stay that way forever. Like I said, this month I was down 75% or more. And hell yeah, that's right. We're getting close. 220. Well, we got 20, just about, less than 20 more, and we'll be right on with that number. But yeah, just even though I'm down 75%, we still paying bills, and the channel is good. And I'm like, oh, we've dropped off so much. Meanwhile, I've got 300 to 500 people in the chat chilling on these game streams. This is something different, by the way. This is just a little catch up. But yeah, it's crazy that I started that whole Sunset Grill thing that eventually led to me doing the MI stuff. And I wouldn't have kept doing it. My buddy Tyler Brown, who actually my buddy Tyler Brown asked me to do some voice stuff on a cartoon that he is making back home like forever ago. And he was like, y'all just record it on your phone, record it on your voice memo on your phone, and just send it to me. And I recorded a bunch of different, it's been a long time ago, like I'm sure more than a year. But I recorded that stuff, and then he just recently finished up the whatever he was doing and posted it, and I reshared it recently on my Instagram. But he was the one initially. He also took the photos for he took and developed the photos for my my album covers and stuff. Tyler Brown, he's awesome. He works at Tito's, the bar I used to manage. He bartends there. He also made NFTs for a time when that was hot. Talk Block. But anyway, Tyler said, man, I listened to an episode of your podcast, dude. It's not Merle's Inlet stuff. It's your stuff. It's my stuff. You should change the name to My Stuff. You can leave it spelled M-I if you want, but call it My Stuff. Like, he's like, dude, just because it's you talking is like, he's like, it's intriguing to watch. And he kind of gave me a really nice pep talk one day. He probably doesn't even know that he did this or remember that he did this. But it was a nice little pep talk, and I needed it at that time and to keep the ball rolling. It's just, I guess what I'm doing right now in my mind is being sentimental about getting to the point where I'm at and slowly going through a Rolodex in my mind and kind of giving credit to all of the people that helped me get to this point. And I don't think I announced that that's what I was doing. So to you guys, it probably just seems like I'm rambling about some random story that kind of means nothing. But to me, I'm saying the names of the people that helped me get to this point by dropping Noah and Blair from Sunset Grill and Tyler Brown from telling me that I should keep doing this thing because it's fun to listen to me talk, by talking about Record Crate, who was doing this thing before I was doing this thing, and they were people that I looked up to. And when I watched their channel, it was fun just seeing them talk and seeing people just have a conversation, not like, and it didn't have to be any meaning to it, because what was really going on was that we were all there together in the chat. We might be having a full-on different conversation than what's going on the screen, and that's fine. That's what this is. That's what this has always been about. And I always liked that. I remember there was a couple of streamers I used to watch back in the day that would get upset when the chat would be talking about their own thing, not paying attention to what was going on the screen. I have never cared about that, and I actually invite that. I like it when there's something else going on, because to me that makes me feel like you guys are comfortable enough with each other that it doesn't matter what I'm doing, you guys still have a connection, which in my opinion has always made me feel like that reflects positively on me. That if I am the common denominator that have drawn all of you guys into this chat, that it's more than just me that has connected you guys. It's about being like a compatible group of people, or even if not that, just a amicable group of people, which is the sort of thing that I've always prided myself in trying to cultivate over here. So I've always been very pro. You guys talk about whatever you want. It doesn't have to be all about, I don't need everybody in the chat responding to everything I'm saying. I mean, I just need, I need to know that you guys are there, and it doesn't matter what is going on. I like seeing the chat scroll And I have a lot of people would get upset about that. They're just, oh, these guys are here, but they're talking about something else. But they're here talking about something else. They're not somewhere else talking about that thing. They're here doing it. So that's the way I always felt about it. Anyway, I need to go put some clothes in the dryer. Let me find something here for you. Oh, you know what? I'll just give y'all. I'll give you the classic thing. This is what used to play at the beginning of my live streams way back in the day. I'll be right back. Give me just a second. swapped out. Got it swapped out. What's up, Pat? What's up, Satch? That song was called "Where's My Monster." It was my podcast opening song, and then I wrote some lyrics to it. Did you see that, Rhino? Did you see that, Rhino? We're doing it. Thank you so much, Satchel. I appreciate it, brother. Red Bull gives you wings. But yeah, that was my podcast intro. For a long time, and then I just put some lyrics to it and dropped a couple of solos on top of it. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. So yeah, I realized that everything that I've done for like the last hour could sound like a meaningless ramble. But I did have a point to it. And by the way, when I'm saying like I wasn't saying anything about you guys now in this stream about the chat moving or anything like that. I realize that I'm talking. I'm actively talking, and that's probably something that you're kind of paying attention to rather than when I'm playing a game and there can be a side conversation happening. So I'm not talking about right now. That's not what I meant. I hear you. I hear you, Satch. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give homage, if you will, to the folks that have assisted me on this journey, that have helped me get to the 2K. Just, it's cool. It's cool being here at this point that you always wanted to be at. I appreciate that, Satchel. Thank you. But yeah, it could sound like a long, meaningless ramble, but that's how I talk. That's just how I communicate. That's how I speak. What's up, beer? Yeah, this is how I talk. Sometimes I will talk around I don't speak in a straight line. I go all in around these different ways. So it's almost like I'm carving out different paths to the same destination, but I carve out those paths all at the same time, kind of, in the way that I speak. So and that's not for everybody. A lot of people will just hear the rambliness and just kind of like check out, but it's always going somewhere. Like, there's always a point. There's always a reason why I say something. There's always a point to the story. Welcome, beer. And welcome everyone else. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I don't even know if this one will get monetized. I did play that song a minute ago. That'll probably claim on my own song, but I'm not too worried about it. This is more about us hanging out than that. Oh, what's up, Jason? Ooh. When I cough, my back cracks. It separates for a second. It does that every time, and it has for years, and it's terrifying every time, but it always does it. Yeah, I'm not worried about any of the, I'm not worried about that. We're just hanging out today. I keep an eye on the notifications over on the cord. If we haven't gotten a notification by like 10 o'clock, that's pretty good chance that we're not going to do a virtual red band. But I'm not going to make that call just yet. I never want to step on the toes. And by the way, yeah, did I hear that, JB? I hear that, brother. I answered someone while turned this way the other day. I had to turn back this way and answer someone. And when I was putting something in my passenger seat from a drive-through, and to turn back to answer her, like, took my breath away. Yeah, that's fine. I had to groan out because it just pulled something in my side over here just by, you know what it's like. I'd be remiss if I didn't name a couple more names before I go further. What's up, Jesse? About this live streaming thing. And one of the biggest names that I need to thank is Jamie Deluxe, the great and powerful. I don't know if you know who Jamie Deluxe is, but if you don't, I'll tell you first, he is a personal friend of mine. Like, he is someone I know outside of YouTube. He lives in Myrtle Beach. We grew up in the same music scene, if you will. I got there much later than he did, but we came up in the same group of musicians in Myrtle Beach. But he was doing this at this level that we're at right now then. He was doing this then. And when I saw that, I was like, man, I'm really gonna, like, can I steal this? Like, can I steal your methods? Can I use what you're doing and take it as my own method? And like, I asked him for permission. I was like, can I utilize this thing that you also do? Would you be upset about that? And he said, no, absolutely not. Like, I think everybody should do this sort of thing. So I used to, yes, Bonghole gets it. He is that guy. He is 100% that guy. But he also is the person who found the common denominator between the person who SA'd Corey Haim and Corey Feldman when they were children. He was the guy who exposed all of that. But anyway, Jamie would do this. He would go live and just talk to a chat for about an hour or two every night. And after Jamie would get done, I would be like, well, hey, if you guys want to hang out for an after party, I'm going to go live after Jamie. And I started doing that, and a lot of Jamie's crew would come over and hang out with me, and that was where I learned that, like, people can just have a conversation. It doesn't have to be about anything else, but I have to shout out Jamie Deluxe for like showing me the way to do this, like just the live stream thing. Yeah, just to shout out to him for that. And obviously I couldn't go any farther without bringing up Red Band. Like, most of you came over from Red Band's chat. Like, most of you are Red Band people. And like, there's still a couple of Jamie Deluxe people that are still in here. Joe Kerr that comes in here. P7, Seventh Kevin, Pyramid 7 is a Jamie Deluxe guy. There's just a handful of us. There's a handful of us that have come over, but if it weren't for Red if it weren't for Red Band telling me, hey, get out of Myrtle Beach, I will take care of you, I wouldn't have done it. Like, and he literally said those things. Just come out here. I'll make sure you're taken care of. It's like, I'll take care of you. And he has done that. He has made good on that promise. He is a man of his word. But also, like, I really look up to that guy, like, in a way that is hard for me to talk about out loud because, you know, but I look up to that guy. It is crazy that I get to live the life that I've gotten to live and be friends with him. But that is something that is insane to me. That I got to be honest with you, man, meet your heroes. Do that. Like, don't listen to the nonsense. Like, meet your heroes. It's awesome. I can't go any farther without mentioning him. But with the allowing me to be as big of a part of the online community, like the YouTube thing, by doing the virtual Red Band stuff, and just having him be positive, like having him positively reinforce my YouTube channel by, putting the Thursday lives in his Instagram story, or just whenever we're in virtual Red Band, bringing up the fact that the YouTube's doing well and driving up stock on my channel for me. Like, that's something that he don't have to do, and he does that still. There's other people who are in a similar situation to him. There are other people who could really, not to benefit themselves in any way, but use their platform to, like, give me a little credit on this hard work that I'm doing over here, that don't, and he does. And he doesn't have to, but does anyway. So I will forever be shouting that dude's goodness and kindness from the rooftops till the end of time. So a hearty and healthy shout out to Red Band. This thing doesn't work without him, for real. I was getting down and out, and running low on money and thinking, fuck, what do I do? And he texts me, hey, don't tell anybody because it's hush hush right now. I'm a silent partner in this comedy club downtown. I need you to come and work for me. And I said, okay. And I was the first hire, by the way. Not a lot of people know that. I was the first person to get hired at Sunset Strip. Or at least that's what I was told. Fun fact, I was also the first person to perform on that stage as the Sunset Strip. Pretty neat. Also, fun fact, you know, the first person to perform on Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership Fat Man stage, ironically enough, my friend David Lucas. It's a Jeopardy question one day. That'll be a Jeopardy clue one day. But shout out to the legend Red Band. Like, that dude is an absolute legend. And I look up for him. I look up to him way more than I let on. And seek his approval so much more than I let on as well. Do I have any insight about to be honest, JB, I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, I didn't even know that had happened. Yeah, that's weird. So I do not, unfortunately, have any more insight on that. Has he talked about that on any kind of platform? Because I'd be interested in hearing that if he has. I need a fix because I'm going down to the bits that I left up town. I need a fix because I'm going down. What's up, Dylan? Oh, damn, I'll have to watch that and see. I'll have to watch that and see. Well, I don't know how that would be possible if Tony is still there, because Tony is like the guy. The anti-guy. So I don't know. Maybe there's something else to it. Maybe I got to check that interview out. Link it in the Discord because I want to see it. What's up, Dylan? You at work, brother? You down at the Sunset? Mother Superior jumped the gun. Mother Superior jumped the gun. Because the way it looks, you're about 2.5 comics away from doing Last Call. According to the time, if I had to guess. And I'm pretty good at guessing. Ooh, Red Bull burp. Thai Red Bull burp. You know, it was off-putting to begin with. The Thai Red Bull, when I was having it with the very first time, not knowing that it was not going to be carbonated. It was off-putting. But now that I know what to expect, It's really good. It's actually really good. Yeah. I got to say this, though. I know uh-oh. Dylan making a call from the top ropes. What's up, Wesley? Good to see you, brother. Welcome to you. Congratulations, all of you, on 2,000 subscribers. Y'all did it. You did it. It really belongs to all of us. Oh, hell yeah. Sweet. I'm going to have to watch that whenever I'm done with this at some point tonight. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of comics that are kind of public with their beliefs that are I know they're kind of public with their beliefs. That are still working there. So there had to have been something more, or some kind of there had to be some kind of personal jab or something that maybe is being left out. But that being said, you know, I don't really go up in that room as much as I used to. I used to go up about every month or so, but then I stopped asking. I stopped asking, and I stopped getting. So, you know, I've been going up over at the Sunset Strip a lot, though. And let me tell you, over at the Sunset Strip, I'd be getting better. I'd be getting better at stand-up comedy. So, happy about that. Is there woke mods on the Discord? I didn't know about that. I'm the admin of the Discord. Are there woke mods in there? Oh, hell yeah. You got to be talking about Helen, dude. If you ain't got no Helen bits. Doing it, dude. Leveling up. Do you know who it was, Bong? Who exactly was it? Yeah, honestly, I used to rule that Discord with an iron fist, and I left for a time, and then no one really stepped into that role like that. They did kind of, but it just didn't go. It just didn't go the way that it did when I was doing it because I'm me. And it's like dad's gone, stepdad comes in. Well, you're not my dad. I think that was the vibe. Major, you took the words right out of my mouth. A lot of them want to, and I wouldn't say left specifically, but I mean just a lot of comedians that are not in Austin. Oh, I got you. Well, I'm saying right now, let's see where is this? I know I have the. Yeah, that's what it is. It 100% is, JB. And it's all because he had the guy on the podcast. And he would have had the girl on the podcast too, but there were stipulations that he wasn't going to offer to her that were also not offered to the other guy. I will say this, Bong, that they do have a lot of issues over there. We got integrated with a lot of huge troll servers because one of the moderators who thought they were doing a good thing was doing a bad thing. But they thought they were doing a good thing by combining and trying to grow the community, but instead it just opened the door to endless trolls that are like not the fun, happy red band trolls, but the I'm going to dox you and say a bunch of really awful things about that you have done that you actually haven't done, and gaslight people into thinking you're like real, like hurtful, harmful trolls. So there may be some sort of things like that that are yeah, well that's what it is, Satch. That's what it'll be. It'll be a certain server. And most of these people are people who were in the Kill Tony community but then started hanging out in other. This is from my perspective, and I'm unbiased by this. My perspective is that we had a really good community of people in Kill Tony the Kill Tony Discord, and a lot of those people ended up becoming infatuated, especially over the pandemic, when Discord became a huge thing where a lot of crazy people were online. Yeah, a lot of crazy people were online, and voice chats were getting wild. But a lot of people from our server went into a lot of those other servers where people were doing like crazy things. We're like, over in our server, the craziest thing you were going to see was me ripping gravity bongs in my recliner in my underwear. But over in other servers, people were literally like doing hard drugs and doing all kinds of crazy shit, like actually like mutilating themselves. Ripping holes in their walls. Like tormenting their parents and their families. Some people would go out and just like literally video themselves slapping people in the face. This kind of stuff was going on a lot of Discord servers that I would consider toxic places. And these other people who were from our Kill Tony community went to these other places and, in my opinion, got tainted by that sort of content. And that then it was just normalized for them, because a lot of these people weren't working and they were spending 12 to 16 hours a day in a Discord FaceTime or in a Discord voice chat. They would just spend all this time in there, so they get normalized over sometimes the course of a week. They can become desensitized to how insane and crazy some of this behavior is. So then they would bring that same type of behavior into our server, and it just didn't mesh with what we had going on. And we had a lot of old school, like, I guess you would consider it like stick in the mud. You can compare it to like old lawmakers. Like if you join the Kill Tony server and you have to read and agree to this thing that I wrote the rules and guidelines for our server. But anyway, the Kill Tony Discord at that time became integrated with other servers like the Legion of Skanks server and the Cumtown server and other servers, like one that was then called God Gang, which was kind of crazy. Back in the day. Oh, snap. JB, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, dude. Welcome, 7th Kevin. Welcome, Hulkster. Welcome, Wesley, Jess, and John. Welcome, guys. Let's go ahead and get Pyramid 7. Jess, we're going to just put Hulk Hogan. And Wesley. And is that one word? One word. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much, JB. Absolute legend in the game. Absolute legend. Thank you so much. And what's up, Zen? What's up, Brian? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, JB. I really appreciate the support, man. Like, I know we make jokes about it and this and that. You're gonna have to claim me on your taxes, but I seriously do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. For the gifted memberships. But yeah, dude, it's like all of these other Discord servers kind of started to rub off on our server, and whenever we kind of, drew a line in the sand and was like, hey, this is a problem that we're having here lately. It's insane that we have to state all of these things. We had to there were just so many specific things that I had to word in the let me even, I'm sure it's still there under the rules guidelines. Yeah, so I wrote that. It's like no unaliving encouragement or tasteless unaliving jokes. Nobody knows where anybody is in their lives, even if it's just a joke. Don't do it. No racism or hate speech. No doxing anyone, even if they're a piece of shit. No posting inappropriate NSFW content. And I specified stuff that I'm not going to read. Don't use public chat if you have personal issues with other members. Handle those in DMs. Don't spam. Don't post malicious links. Most of the Kill Tony cast is here. Don't be weird around them. They're normal humans and are here to have fun too. Keep your politics and religion to yourself. Nobody is changing anybody else's minds here, and bringing it up will only create an unnecessary argument. Anything against Discord policy will not be tolerated. Not following these rules and guidelines will result in being muted, kicked, or banned. If you are muted and spam mods DMs, you will be muted for longer or kicked. Then there's roles that you will receive from moderators as you participate in chat. The more you participate and contribute positively in voice or text chat, you will receive higher tier roles that will allow access to the belly, main, and original room voice chats. Voice chat etiquette: don't be a steamroller. There's more people here than you, and they would also like to speak. When we're graced with the presence of a member of the cast, be cool. They're normal humans. Don't get weird. Don't disrupt others' conversations with your excessive background noise. Quote unquote, mute yourself if you're vacuuming or a mod will. All rules and guidelines mentioned above also apply to voice chat. And the TLDR: don't be a dick, don't be a troll, don't overtalk people, and you'll be fine. Welcome. That was my rules that I wrote for our Discord on September 17th, 2020. 5 years ago, I wrote those rules. And that's 5 years ago is when all of that stuff that I'm talking about happened. It was during the pandemic when everybody was losing their minds. And those Discords out there do get crazy. I don't know if any of y'all know anything about Discord chats, but they're pretty reasonable on the things that they allow. It's pretty they're pretty reasonable about what they would allow people to get away with. They give you a long leash, basically. So a lot of people can get away with doing crazy shit in a Discord because they largely go unmonitored by anything other than their own community. But that has happened. I'll say this. I think there is a person who some folks in that server might fear is a longtime troll that keeps rejoining under different names. And when a troll does this, the point in them doing that is to make you fear that every single person that is new is them. And it's a tactic that has been successfully used, I think, on someone in our server. But I'm not fooled by that. Like, there's certain people that it could be that person, but thinking that everyone is, I don't think does anyone any favors. That just makes you afraid of everything and always looking over your shoulder, and that leads to hairline trigger responses, which is not what we should be looking for in that kind of role, especially if you're a moderator. If you gain the ability to be a moderator, you should take more responsibility. It's like, if we're going to let you be a cop, you owe it to everyone else to be a little bit more, you owe it to yourself to be a little bit more, I guess, level-headed with your decisions. You owe it to yourself and everyone else to take more care. It's if you have the power to remove someone from a community, then it means more for you to be sort of on top of the game rather than just hairline trigger. Yeah, well, I don't have the I don't think I can access it on mobile. Oh, there we go. All right, Bong. I think you can rejoin it if you want. I found it. There you go. I sent you another invite. There you go. Yeah, because if it's in like the Just Memes chat, like we started that. Oh, actually, no, a memes debate. We started that that's our insane chat. So you get whatever you can do. That's like the no holds barred chat. We do have that. That's why we wanted to make sure it was in. This is how crazy I am. I wanted to make sure that our community was inclusive for everyone, even the people that I didn't agree with. But I wanted to make sure that they still had a place. Yeah, I want to make sure they still have a place. No, I still am on the Discord, but I still am on the Discord. I'm just not as involved in like heavy moderation decisions anymore like that. I'm still the administrator of that Discord. Me and my friend Valish are the only ones who have admin powers over there. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, brother. But that's the Kill Tony Discord, because Kill Tony just became such a huge show that so many people wanted to join it. But if I'm being honest, and this is a crazy statement, like the Kill Tony Discord was blowing up like in just an internet way over the pandemic, when Kill Tony itself had started declining because of the pre-recorded shows. And Tony has actually said this before. Tony has actually said this before on one of the episodes, I think during one of my interviews, in so many words, was like the Discord was a way to keep the show moving when the people who watched it in front of the live audience kind of dropped off because there was no live audience. The Discord kept it away. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of new, especially now with this whole like and I'm not gonna talk about it, but the Kirk thing. And how they there was a Discord community mentioned in that. There's going to be a lot of negative connotations, but I will say this about Discord: it is easily the greatest method of organized communication that I have ever seen that normal people can use. It is the most organized chat that you could possibly imagine. Like, we have our Discord started with about, our Kill Tony Discord started with about 8 channels. And now I think there's about 30. And other voice channels. There's more voice channels right now than, there's probably double the amount of voice channels right now than there used to be text channels in this Discord. There's archive chats and all other sorts of things. But Discord is like, for instance, I made one for Sunset that not a lot of people, I don't remember Xfire, but for Sunset Strip, I made a Discord that had a channel just for bartenders, barbacks, door staff, servers, management. I had organized. It was very nice, and I'm very good at Discord. I'm very good at organizing a Discord and like creating a nice community with roles that are only that will only allow someone to access certain areas of the Discord, like, so it will be hidden to people that it doesn't concern. Like, there's like for instance, door staff doesn't need to know what's going on in server chat, therefore door staff wouldn't even be able to access server chat, and vice versa. But I was very good at setting that stuff up. I mean, I still am. Dude, it really is the best. In my opinion, it's the best social media app, for sure. Like, Discord is, it's the most, and also it's very user friendly. It when you enter a Discord, you'll look at all the channels and all the things, but once you realize what it is and how to use it, it's like making the switch from Windows-based things which kind of Windows makes it a little more difficult to do things, as versus Mac is very straightforward. It's like making that transition from like a Facebook or an Instagram or something like that to a Discord. It's just very organized. Discord is like, it's almost organized like a Reddit, like a subreddit almost, which I'm also a moderator of the Kill Tony subreddit. I don't do anything there. I'm there for when somebody involved in the show says, hey, someone posted some kind of personal information that we got to take this down. And then I'm like, okay, that I can handle. That we can handle. Yeah, dude, 2008. We did it. 2008, I also was, I was almost 8 years away from being sober from alcohol. I had 8 years of drinking left in 2008. Oh, hell yeah, Wesley. That's sick. I didn't even know that was a thing. And what else was going on in 2008 that I was doing? Bro, 2008 is the year that I got that hat that I wear all the time. That 2000 that Alabama hat I got in the year 2008. The year before we won that 2009 national championship. We lost the year before to Tim Tebow, 2008. We lost in the SEC championship, and for Christmas that year, my girlfriend gave me that hat. Erica gave me that hat, and I started wearing that hat every day. I was so proud of it. I was wearing it every day. And then that year, 2009, Alabama came out like hot fire and won the first national championship in the Nick Saban era. And I thought, wow, this hat, this hat is the reason we're doing well. So I started wearing the hat every day, and to be honest, we started winning after I started wearing that hat. So I've always believed it had something to do with it. But I'll tell you something else. 2008, I had already had this TV that I'm playing on, this monitor. I had already had this thing for 2 years at that time. Oh, snap, Satchel. 13 stores. That's a wild year. What's up, Danny? Hell yeah, Danny. Yeah, well, if you're trying to get them tickets, Alien. By the way, what's up? I see you here now. If you're trying to get them tickets, let's see, is it working? And yeah, get tickets. Maybe it is. It's letting me get to the contact information thing. The Dollar Slice Club. Yeah, that's on Guadalupe. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing the thing on Halloween. If you're definitely gonna be there, I can make sure to let the guy know if something is wrong with the website. I actually need to email him. He sent me a message that I opened while I was still asleep, and I forgot to text him back. I gotta get let me send a text real quick, y'all. Hang tight. I'm glad that you said that. I needed to do this. I had to ask my photographer, Taylor, the photographer from the shows, to send me some pictures because I got to send him some updated pictures for the website. You know what? I bet Joe White has sent me. Do I have my clown? No, I should have those clown files somewhere here. I know it's on my Instagram, but so Instagram used to have this tool that would allow you to copy the link of the post and then use an app called Repost that would save the images. And like if someone tagged you in an image before you could like cross platform, before multiple people could bam. But yeah, they don't allow that anymore now, because that used to be where people would just post the thing and tag you in it. But if you wanted to get the image, without anything on it. Wait, do I have these images saved? I might actually have them. No. Or maybe in files. No. Because I'm going to be doing this in clown face. So I guess I could just do some screenshots and see if that works. But I figured it'd be better to give them the whole... There's Joe White took these pictures. Now I'm just cropping all the Instagram stuff from it. And I can just send these over to start with. By the way, thank you guys for being here. I got to figure out some food at some point. It doesn't look like we're going to get a virtual red band tonight. Oh, snap.
Jason E37 has just tipped $6.66. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Jason. Shout out to Frankie. We'll send more tomorrow. And there we go. Sent. Didn't that get sent? Bam, those got sent. Okay. Oh, damn. The city vehicles are blocking you from going to work. That's a bummer, Rhino. Guess we should just have some words from our sponsors about it. I agree 100%, Steve. And I keep that same energy when it comes to college football. And I apologize if I have any Go Blue people in here, but I believe that the Michigan Wolverines should also have been stripped of their national championship the year that they got blatantly caught cheating. I think that they should be stripped of their national championship. They don't deserve it. They didn't deserve it. They wouldn't have ended up in that game had they not cheated. Therefore, they do not deserve the trophy that comes with that win. Forgive me if that is your team. But they blatantly cheated. Because this was that was specifically a guy banging on a trash can to tip off pitches mid game. That's not like somebody taking a steroid or something. But yeah, it's like what the Astros were doing was more than just someone trying to yeah. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a different scenario. But the way I figure, all the Braves got caught with was one of our guys, I think Yerrickson Profar, got caught using performance-enhancing drugs, and he was taken out. I like Nick Saban's brand of cheating, where he said, we cheated by developing players. That's how we cheated. We cheated by making sure that we had players behind our starters as good as our starters. The Marietta Braves. I'll tell you this, man. the Braves looked so good at the end of the season. They have what it takes to be a great team. And I would watch out for them next season. I'm going to be honest. Like, when it comes to steroids, I think you should allow that. I think that you should just simply allow that. You should allow that. Everyone should be able to do it. The pitchers, the batters, if everybody's doing it, then it cancels out the enhancement part of, where you have an advantage over the next player. But it's like I don't know, man. It's the other things, though, when you're actually tipping off your teammate as to what pitch is coming next. I think that's a little bit differently. Or when your college football team is paying someone to sit in the student section for all of these other different teams that are on your roster for the rest of the season, so that you can read their signs and decipher their plays. Like somebody said that meant, oh, wait, we studied harder? That's what we studied harder? No, that's not studying harder. That is sneakily and slimily sending someone in to the enemy territory for the express reason to steal the opposing team's signs. It's scummy. Exactly. It's just a scummy thing. And anybody who can be happy that their team won under those circumstances are equally scummy people. But I believe that oh yeah, 100%. Like, it's always going to be something like that. There's always going to be some level of it. And it's all like, that's all slime ball material. But I don't know. I think that they should be able to use the steroids. Like, that should just be a thing. If everybody does it, then it doesn't matter, right? If everybody does it, then the playing field is evened. So just leave it, right? Why not? It'd make the game more interesting because, to be honest, that shit was electric. 1998 MLB season, you got Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire duking it out all year long. It was electric. I mean, dude, it was crazy. Crazy, man. Yeah, they when they moved from downtown Atlanta and moved to Cobb County Stadium, I only got to see them downtown at the Olympic Stadium. But dude, that season, that specific season was incredible. Blew my mind, man. I was obsessed with my brother had a Mark McGwire poster on his wall. And then I remember when Sammy Sosa got caught with a corked bat. He got caught, one of his bats broke, and I remembered they were examining it, and that was all that they talked about on ESPN for days was the cork bats. Well, who else in the league has been using them? And are people going to be getting less home runs now that one of them's got caught with a cork bat? Mark McGwire ended up winning anyway. But yeah, dude, that season was electric. I believe, and that's the thing. Like, what do you mean you're gonna deny the athletes the thing that makes them a better athlete and makes them heal faster if they get injured? That's kind of backwards, if you ask me. Yeah, it's crazy. I agree. I agree about the refs. They do kind of ruin a good thing. They kind of get in the way of sports. I actually have a really good idea for a movie about refs that would be so good that I can't even say here. It's just so good. I'm not sharing that anywhere publicly. I've told a few people about it, but that's it. But yeah, it's crazy. Oh yeah, dude. I always thought that the spitballers were the best. Just junk ball pitchers. I love that. Yeah, I love that sort of pitching, like a good knuckleballer or just a good off-speed guy. Like a Greg Maddux type that had just absolute accuracy and did it while not throwing 100 miles an hour. I would be terrible at that. I would be terrible at running any kind of a franchise, man. I mean, good Lord. Unless there was something that was like really, really struggling and I was in a situation to like step in and help. That might be interesting. Like, hey guys, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here to help. What do we do? Like, how do we save the Marietta Braves? Phil Necro. But yeah, I also oh gosh, what was his name? R.A. Dickey. I love R.A. Dickey, bro. Dude, just a straight up knuckleballer. Absolute dude, just the craziest. Like it's hard to hit, it's harder to control. And when they can do that, it's really something. Not to say, anybody can throw the ball straight across the plate, because they can't. That's just not the way. But to be able to get it to move outside of the straight line that you normally will throw in, to get it to move outside of that and do something else and still end in the same location as a straight ball is so difficult, man. Like the off-speed stuff, someone who has really mastered a good slider or a curve or the slurve or a knuckleball, or that there's some like knuckleballers that can throw a ball that doesn't rotate at all. It just doesn't even make a single rotation from the. It's like just moving through without it's not spinning. Yeah, in my opinion, as far as I know, and I've got to be honest, ever since I moved to Austin, I haven't paid as much attention to sports as I did before I moved here, and I have a theory on that we'll get to later if you guys want. But I haven't seen anybody really doing it since R.A. Dickey. And this has been like within the last decade at least. I haven't seen anybody doing it since. But yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, I hear that, JB. And if I didn't love it the way that I do, I would have also quit. I would have also quit watching it, but I can't step away, man. I have to watch it. Or right now I'm not really watching it so much as I'm just keeping up with it. But they really are altering the game, like the whole pitch clock thing where they want to up the they want to cut down on how long the pitcher can take, which speeds up the pace of play. That's the excuse that they say. They want to be able to attract younger audiences. And here's the thing that pisses me off about baseball that I may have even gotten into with you guys before. But they are all willing to step in and say, well, we need to change this part of the game. We need to change this part of the amount of time that the game is going to take. We need to manage these rules that we've always had in place. We're going to take that away and modernize this and change this. They're tinkering with the game rather than facing the real reason why people are not watching baseball so much anymore. The reason they're not watching baseball right now is because of local blackouts. That is the reason. It's because if you live in the greater Atlanta area or surrounding states that would be considered the Atlanta Braves local market, unless you pay for Spectrum cable and internet, unless you pay specifically for Spectrum, you're not going to be able to watch your local team. Even if you pay for an account with MLB Network so that you can watch your team, when you go to watch your team on MLB Network, it will tell you, we're sorry, you cannot access this feed in this area due to local blackout, which means that if you don't have Spectrum, then you're not going to be able to watch your local team. So the only people who are going to be able to watch their team are the people who live outside of their team's local market and have access to MLB Network or MLB.TV. And if you see, this is the thing that made the Braves great, was that every single night on the Turner Broadcasting System, you could watch the Atlanta Braves at 7:15 Eastern Time every single night for free on TBS. That's why anytime you see the Braves play a road game, that there are almost as many Braves jerseys in the audience as there are the local team's jersey, because the Braves were free to watch on television for all of those years. So unless you have that, unless you're paying for that cable network that that manages the Bally Sports networks, which I will be the first to say right here that Bally Sports is ruining baseball. Bally Sports is ruining baseball. And they are the ones that are pushing these rule changers in the actual game to say, hey, we need to speed these games up. Hey, we need to we need to speed this up, but so that we can get people to CSI whatever the fuck. We need to speed this up so we can get people to whatever other show that our company needs people to watch. We need to limit how much they're watching you, and we need to maximize how much they're watching the other thing that people don't really care about. But we need them watching that because it needs to make up the numbers. So we need to shorten this. We need this to be over. That's how it is. But that's the thing. Unless you have that, yeah. Unless you have that, oh yeah. I mean, I get that too, Jade. I've had to utilize that for most of the time when I watch. But then again, like I don't want to have to keep dealing with reloading the game, and I don't want to like I'm getting notifications on my phone about something happened before I've seen it on this delay. Yeah, it's awful, and we all know that those sites exist where you can access that, but like yeah, I don't know, man. They're ruining the sport. They're acting like it's the game that is ruining the sport. Oh snap! Which secret show, Alien? When you coming to the secret show? That's sick, bro. Hell yeah, brother. That's awesome. But yeah, I've had to resort to that. Luckily, I have a friend who has been gracious enough to allow me to use their MLB TV. Thankfully, and that's how. But I'm gonna be honest. How I watch most of my games is I literally just go on the ESPN app and I watch the actual scorecard, which I'm not watching the actual action of the game. I'm just watching the information as it happens, because to me, seeing it would be great, but I'm usually at work while the Braves are playing, and the season's over now. But I just watch it in the ESPN app, the Gamecast. That's how I watch most sports, which is crazy because, like, and me, I actually, Isan Ahmad said the same thing. I talked to Isan about this, and we agreed that's the easiest way to keep up with what's going on for free. Like, we don't have to pay for anything. Like, I'm not gonna have this I'm not gonna have this turn on a VPN and go to whatever site that I can watch the game on in whatever way. I'd rather just have the ESPN app open and the Gamecast going. And sometimes, more often than not, you can listen to the game there, which I always preferred. Man, there is nothing, ladies and gentlemen, like hearing Joe Simpson call a Braves baseball game on the radio. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the great Joe Simpson calling games on the radio? Man, there ain't nothing like that, dude. I love local sports team radio coverage. I love that. Bro, when it's somebody who gives a shit because this is their team and in their market and they are biased and they're allowed to be, bro, there ain't nothing like that. Man. Alien, we'll get you in there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Alien. We will get you there. You just get up with me at Secret Show on the 30th, and we will get you there. Do Vin Scully on the radio, Paul Harvey, or for me, Eli Gold, the Alabama radio network, Eli Gold calling the Alabama games on the radio. Man. What a crazy thing, man. But dude, isn't that great? Isn't that great though that we all know like our local guy's name? Like we all know John Miller. Like it's we all know these guys' name that were just the random local broadcasting radio giants that were calling a sports team, and they could be biased about it. And they could be like, it didn't matter. It didn't really matter if Richie Ashburn, hell yeah, dude. I remember that name. But dude, I love hearing that. But that's what's killing the sport it's not anything to do with what's going on the field. They should really back away from those changes. They really should back away from that amount of change and instead of changing things on the field, they really need to focus on changing how it's consumed off of the field by the fan. We all love the sport, but the sport doesn't work without fans watching it. And fans watching your sport should be the easiest thing to accomplish. You can't run baseball like football to where you only get 3 or 4 free games a week, because that works for football when there's only like 16 games a week, right? Is that right? Give or take 32 teams. There's 15, 16 games a week. Yeah. Do I got that right? Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I'm missing something. But there's 162 games a year for baseball. Baseball takes like 2 nights off a week, if that. So you can't run baseball like you can run football. It has to be something different. And I had Spectrum for the longest time and didn't even, didn't think about it. But then eventually I got rid of Spectrum and cut down and cut down on the internet, or cut down to just the internet. Then I was like, well, how do I watch the game? Okay, well, I'll just get an MLB Network thing. And I tried to do that, and that's when I started realizing, like, oh no, I have to have Spectrum if I want to watch the Braves. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. And it's not right. Oh my God, Bags on You. Dude, I could listen. I haven't seen Adam since that happened, but the next time I see him, I have to tell him that Bags on You is an all-time story, dude. That is such a great story. Bags on You is like a thing that I have been saying at work to people now. Bob Uecker, dude, the Uke is absolute man. I heard Norm tell a story about back then they got so much tail they started calling it all cock. And he walked in and was like, let's check out all the cock in that room over there. They walked into like a hotel lobby bar. And the way that he talked was just so filthy and hilarious. But God, he is one of the reasons why Major League 1 and 2 are some of the greatest. In my opinion, Major League is quite possibly greatest sports movie of all time. And I know that's a crazy thing to say. Major League could be it, and Major League 2 could be greatest sequel of all time. I didn't like that they replaced Wesley Snipes with Omar Epps, but yeah, it was such a great movie. And Bob Uecker was so good where he'd come out and just be like, just a bit outside. He's just being such a professional announcer. And then half the year goes by and he is, half the season goes by and he's just progressively becoming more and more belligerent as he goes. And he's full Brockmire at the end, kind of. Monty, I'm in the bag. Man. Yeah, Major League was great, dude. Without him, the movie doesn't really work. But yeah, it's I just love those announcers. By the way, Brockmire is a great show. How many of you guys have ever seen Brockmire? Hank Azaria does Brockmire. Hey, bartender, Joe Boo needs a refill. That guy was great, dude. Eddie Harris. You put snot on the ball? He's like, I don't have a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. I have to put anything on it I can find. Hey, and they call him like, is this Lou Brown? Yeah. Lou Brown, how would you feel about coaching the Cleveland Indians? Well, I don't know. Excuse me, sir. Hey, bud, I got a guy on the other line about some white walls. Let me call you back. God bless America. It's so good. Lou, here's in my contract right here that I don't have to do any calisthenics that I don't deem necessary. And he takes it from him and takes a piss on it right in the middle of the field. God damn, that movie is so good, dude. Yeah. Up your butt, Joe Boo. Oh, that's so good, dude. Pedro Serrano was such a scary guy. It's like, wow, why didn't nobody take this guy? He hit This guy hits a ton. Why'd nobody take him? Hey Eddie, that's enough of the fastballs. Let's have a little let's do some off speed stuff. And he's just swinging through every curveball, and they're like, And then Randy Quaid in the outfield. He's just every fan. He is every fan at some point where you just turn to hate. You love the team so much you end up hating them. And then Dorn's wife ends up hooking up with Charlie Sheen's character, Wild Thing Vaughn, Rick Vaughn. So you played in the California Penal League, huh? How'd you end up getting there? I stole a car. We've reached to the point where I'm just quoting Major League now. Oh my God, dude. Shit, I'm cut already? And he gets out and he outruns him in pajamas. Get that guy a jersey. You may run like Hayes, but you hit like shit. God, that's so funny. You may run like Mays, but you hit like shit. Damn, that is so funny. I love that movie. And Major League 2, in my opinion, was equally, I think it was equally funny. What's up, Velvet? What's up, Velvet? It's 11 o'clock. This is almost the time that I would normally go live with gaming to do that. I'm kind of hungry. I'm sort of hungry. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to cook something? Maybe some patty melts or something like that? You want to do a cooking video? I tell you what, let me hit the head real quick and we'll decide. Hold on. And here comes a pitch. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That was so funny. And here comes a pitch. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I get tickled thinking. Bob Euchre's so funny. My back just cracked again in that same spot. Got a couple of them that time. Oh, that's so funny, dude. Well, I guess if you guys want to cook, maybe we'll figure something out. I have to do patty melts because I think I only have square bread. I don't think I have any buns. just a bit outside. Yeah. All right, there's that one. Let's do... $2K subs. Let's make a patty melt. Let's make a patty melt about it. I wish I could do a Krabby Patty melt. That would rule. Actually, okay. Forgot to enable monetization on my breakfast thing the other day till it was over, but it's fine. I'm not really freaking out over that this month. The government shutdown has begun. All right. Got all that set up, and that's right, and that's right, and that's right. Let me get this guy. Oh, snap. Yeah, gotta love Bob Euchre. We're going to go live. There's that. Okay. And I may need to plug in the battery pack at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and clip this on to the thing. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere. We're going to just transfer everything over. Saved. Okay. All right, we're going to get out of here on the desktop and move everything to mobile, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. It'll transfer you over, I hope. If not, just reload and go to the new live, but it should do